This is for those of you out there that think or know you can do two things at one time. Most of us women, we sort of pride ourselves on the ability to do two things at one time. However, there is one thing that you can only do. There's something that you can only do one at a time, and that's think. That's have a certain thought. Dr. Lee Roberson said, you can only have one thought at a time. Make it a good one. I don't know if any of you all know who Dr. Lee Roberson is, but he was a favorite of Mrs. Marlene Evans because he was such an encourager. He was an upbeat type person. He was always trying to encourage people to go to the next level. Do right, do better, all that. And I'm reading a book of his that Dr. Wendell Evans loaned to me, and I'm just enjoying it so much. I'm sure you're going to hear some of the thoughts from that book in my next few radio programs because he inspired me. But this thought came to me: you only have one thought at a time. Make it a good one. So I thought, I really need to be careful about what I'm dwelling on, my thoughts that I'm dwelling on. Right now, we're going through a small trial. Some of you would hear it. You're going to think, oh, that's not much, Loretta. My son Joe and his wife Katie are expecting a child, and Katie's having some complications, and we're on the West Coast. So we didn't feel like we could bring Katie all the way over here to the West Coast because it's too far away for her to get to her doctor in time, etc., etc. And then we at some point we took Joe with us for a couple weeks, but we can't take him over for 2 weeks and then back and back. For 4 months he essentially is going to have to be off the road. So we thought it was fair to him to let him stay there and get a job and make some money and help get ready to have the baby. So he's in Stockton, Missouri, and I miss those two so badly because they are such a part of our ministry. And Joe drives one of the big rigs, and there was 3 men. We have 3 rigs, so that means that I have to drive a lot more the big rigs, and it's just. And then there's other things going on. My husband has a health issue going that we're asking God to take care of, and it would come up while we're on the West Coast because it's hard to find a doctor. If we were home or in the East or something, we could go make a trip to our other doctor. But anyway, it's just there's some small trials going on in our lives, and I was dwelling on them to the point that it was bothering me. I was feeling down. I'll just put it that way. And then I thought, you know what? Does this pass the Philippians 4:8 test? Since I only have one thought of a time, why not only think of things that pass the Philippians 4:8 test? Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are good, of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. Those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me, do, and the God of peace shall be with you. When I don't have peace in my heart and in my actions, it's because I'm not living with that one good thought. I'm letting bad thoughts overshadow the good thoughts. Governing your thought life is the greatest way to live the victorious Christian life. All of us need to learn this, ladies. I'm just reminding you, you all know this, but I'm just reminding you today as you're going through your day, be careful about what you dwell on, what you think on. That one thought is all you can have at a time, so make it a good one. Make sure and make it a good one. And give it the Philippians 4:8 test to see if it's just, if it's pure, if it's lovely, if it's of a good report. Think on those things. It'll make a difference in your life. And it'll make you a happier, more victorious Christian. Rejoice in the Lord always, and again I say rejoice.